it has been a pretty crazy couple days, and so I have not come back to this like I was supposed to, but I'm back today. Um, so we left off, I was working on this, and something that happened is we have this icon down here that I'm trying to add. Um, that ended up being a little bit difficult. Um, so I have my auto layout here, and what I'm wanting to do, because I feel like this is kind of a real world um, application that I may, actually run into at some point. So I really want to make sure that I master it. And that is taking this word and adding an icon into it, with it. So, I want to practice that. So I'm gonna use this one. Import to frame 12. That's cool. Okay, we're gonna import this as a component this time. Okay, and we can make it a whole lot smaller. So right now it's at 24. Take it down to 14 and see how that goes. Okay, so yeah, I don't fully know what the difference was, other than I pulled this one in as a component and I pulled the other one in as a frame. How does it looks a little bit too small with my wording. So maybe 18 seems kind of big. I think we're going to leave it at 16. I think it's fine. And then I'm going to change this. I feel like it was a little... There we go. I think that's good. Okay. So the point of that is because I want to be able to like move this around like that, or add other ones or something like that. So I'm not sure, again, I don't know how big of a difference. It's something I'll kind of have to play with, importing this as a frame versus importing it as a component. But in this case, pulling it in as a component seemed to like make it work instantly. So it's interesting. But anyways, so on to my words here. So this needs to be a little more bold, maybe even, there we go. And then we actually can make this a little bit smaller. We'll take it down to 40. And I'm gonna I wish for myself, who is slightly struggles to find the right font. I wish there was a way that I could like hover over this and it tell me what it is, kind of like with colors. But that's all right. All right, we'll change this one too. Okay, Oh, yes, I had this. See? This is why I don't want this the way that I did it. I knew there was something funny here. So, to wrap these, I actually pressed enter. So now, whenever I want to change the font size, um, or if I change the box size, it like wraps very oddly. Um, so I'm actually going to delete this and start over. So we'll duplicate that. And I'm going to make this 16. But we're going to take it down to medium. Um, okay, so workout plans designed to help you achieve your fitness goals, whether losing weight or building muscle. And now I'm going to take this and size it down to where I want it. There we go. The unfortunate thing about this image is it gets really light in the area where my words are. So I would normally not use this image. But I already saw what my options are, and there's not really any better ones. So this is just the one that we're going to have to stick with. Which is fine. We'll make it work. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to this one. Since it's very much the same, just uses a different image, has different words. But that way, you know, that's done. So let's go to... Oh, I locked her. I was like, why can't I? But that's right. I locked that image because it was causing me problems. Unlock. There we go. All right. So since this is already here as an image, I'm going to select it, come back to my Unsplash plugin, and we're going to do woman holding weights, and let's see what we get. I would use this. Oh, well, it's a Unsplash Plus. Darn it. Okay, I'm gonna pause this. I will be back with a chosen image. Found it. I feel like she kind of gives off the same vibe as this woman here, which is exactly what I'm going for. However, what this means... Why are you not selecting there? Is that she doesn't fit into this frame. So we're going to get rid of it. That's fine. I am going to use my remove background plugin. Perfect. Alright. And now I'm going to add her into my frame and then resize accordingly. So, okay. I don't want to change the radius. There we go. Somehow I had locked the entire thing. Let's make sure she fits on the page okay, and then send her to the background, or the back rather. Perfect. Alright, let's change the, this color here. And then this is now going to be training. And this says the same thing. Amazing. So, this makes me want to go find a better image for over here. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go find a different image. I will be back. Found it. The one thing I want to see is if it looks okay if I were to invert this. I don't know if it's gonna look right, but I do want to try it. I feel like there's a button for this. Here we go. And then for our color, Okay. That's much closer than what we had before. I actually really like um, how these two images kind of look and complement one another. I feel like they do a much better job than the first two images did. Not these first two. My first image that I chose here. um, so awesome. That's exciting. That's cool. Okay. So next is here. So we have this navigation bar and these cards. Um, and I'm going to reuse these images because, well, this one's different from this one, but I'm still going to reuse these images. And I'm going to kind of make these my theme colors as well, since that's what they did here. So let's duplicate this again. Okay, so things to note. We've got the same icon use down here as this. So we're going to keep that. I can get rid of this. I'm going to bring this off the page. And then I'm going to get rid of all of these. Gonna bring that off the page too. All right, so this one we are starting fresh with a white background. Let me make sure there's not like a subtle, oh, there is a little bit of a subtle gray in there. Cool. All right. So I am going to start with the nav bar. Because I actually think it'll be the most complicated. These, it's really just about getting spacing, finding images, but once you make one of them, you duplicate it, and it's pretty quick. But the nav bar is going to be a little bit different. So, I actually designed one time that this circle was like kind of above here. But this is in line with these. It just has like a background fill color instead of kind of being like its own separate button. So that's something that's kind of important because that's a design decision. And something you want to make sure that you follow closely. All right, so that being said, let's start on our navigation bar. Let me see. Yeah, it might be a little bit taller, but I was pretty dang close. That's exciting. There we go. All right. So it does appear that it is fully white and the background is this gray color. So I'm going to add a fill and it will be white. All right. Then, where do I want to start? I'm going to start with word. And then icons. So, starting with text. I can add text here by simply pressing the T button and then clicking on a place within the frame that I want it to be so that it's inside the frame. If I were to click text and then like click over here, it would start it outside of this frame, which is probably super obvious. And you're like, why would you bring that up? Just in case someone doesn't know. So what are our navigation? We have feed. And these are going to be pretty tiny. And they're also like a gray color. But for now, while I get everything set, I actually am going to leave it really dark, just to give myself like that super solid contrast. And then I will adjust from there. So one thing that I want to do is make sure that I have my spacing correct. It does look like this comes in a little bit. Question is, did they follow that on this side? All right, get my little square here. Alright, so we're looking at like 16 pixels. And then another, oops. So this one we want 16 inches, or not inches, wow. Okay, I thought it was going to tell me how many pixels I had in between my my lines there, and it did not. Which is fine. It's fine. There are other ways. So let me take this to 16. And then 10. Same thing over here. And 10. Great. Okay, so I got those set. So this will be here. Alright, so we have feed, progress, store, menu. So what I'm going to do is, I have not done this yet, and I need to, because this harkens back to this. So this I actually don't have as a frame, and I do want to frame it. So now it's within a frame. And then I'm going to add my my icon in here. So this has like it's like a community feed kind of thing. Plugins, Iconify, let's try this, see if it gets me. These are really, really close. They're not exact. Because this one has like a big rectangle and then a little one, and these are matching. I think I'm going to do it though. Alright. So I want it inside of frame 14. I'm going to import it as a component. Oh, it came through white. Oh, that's the background. I don't want my fill to have, or my icon to have a fill background. I want it to have, there we go. Alright. It looks like it did not, even though I told it to come into frame 14, it imported it as a different, no, it came into frame 13. Interesting. Okay. Because now, like, this is massive, and it was not this massive before. I don't think it was anyways. I guess maybe it was. It just looked bigger to me. Nope. What did I do? There we go. Alright. Well, then that's fine. That's how we're going to have it. So I do want to have an auto layout on here for the full frame, which it looks like right now. There we go. All right, now, oh, nope. Now I should, yes, there we go. Want you at the top and centered, and you are going to be at the bottom. Let's try and change this. Okay, apparently it's as close as it's going to get. But it looks off to me. And it's saying that it's centered, but I feel like it needs to be right there. For it to really, really fit correctly. Ah! Here's the reason. Look at this. We've got a gap over here and no gap over here. And that is interesting. And I don't know where or why that is. Spacing. Okay, so this is interesting because I even have. Hmm. Even that didn't change it. Look at this. I have like. Okay, so. Yeah, there's not a full pixel over here, and there's like a pixel and a half over here. Interesting. Um. there. So, oh gosh. That gives me enough of it. So I centered this. I centered the text within itself. So I came here to my typography alignment and centered it. And that appeared to fix it, which makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. But here we are. Okay. Oops. Grab the right frame. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. Four times? Yes. 4 times. So 1, and I want it to come here, and then 2, 4. Oh look, it's already in auto layout. Perfect. Spacing. Let's start with 24. And I actually am going to go ahead and just to keep my auto layout intact. Do this and then adjust my spacing. There we go. So, fun little thing, you can actually like click and hold on this little icon here and shift it over and it'll move it immediately for you. So that's kind of nifty. I kind of enjoy that. Okay, so now my frame 16 needs to be different. So it will still use an icon. So this icon is going to get replaced with this one. I'm going to make it smaller, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this and then come in here and paste to replace. I didn't copy the right thing. Here we go. Copy this. And now paste to replace. There we go. Alright. So we are going to leave it white because it is going to become white. This text is going to go away, and I'm actually just going to hide it. And now this, oops, not the padding, corner radius. We're going to give it a corner radius and a fill of this color. Try and smooth out this circle a little bit. And then the question is it bigger? It really takes up the same amount of space as a whole one of these. So let me see if I can scale it up. I think this is going to need to be smaller. It looks like my auto layout went away. So I'm going to now select all of these. And Shift A. Alright, so they're now in their own little frame. With an auto layout. Alright. No, I think I like 14 better. Okay, but now that does mean that I have to come in here. What did I make these? 24. You know what? Let me give that a little more breathing room. We'll do spacing of 4. So, okay. So, 4. This, oh. Interesting. Wait, was it 14 or 16? 14. Alright, so fun thing about Iconify is now I can come in here and I can say replace icon. And so we have progress here. It looks like a bar graph, so I'm going to look up a bar graph. Go with this one. Nope, it did not replace it, but that's okay. Where did you go? Here you are. There we go. And this is now going to be progress. Store and menu. So here. Oh, I guess maybe they're using like a basket. No, oh, helps if you spell correctly. Alright, so this one came in super, super tiny. That's something I forgot to do on these other ones. No, I did it on this one. And this is a menu. Should it use open or solid? Okay. Now, one thing that they did is they used a gray color for all of these, and then have one of them highlighted as active. There we go. That is pretty darn close. So that's really exciting. I'm glad that I got that as close as I did. We'll try taking this down to 30 now and centering it. I think I actually do like it more at 32. Also, if we have it at 32, it follows kind of the rule of 4, where you're trying to keep everything within like a 4 pixel oh my gosh, what is that called? I don't remember what it's called. But okay, so yes, that took a little bit. We are coming up on an hour, and these make for really, really long videos. So, I'm going to go ahead and stop here and pick up on making these cards and all of that later. So we'll come back to this. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this is helping someone, especially seeing me like struggle to get these figured out all of the way. That's why I'm doing it, is because I want people to be able to watch it and learn how to troubleshoot it on their own. And also, if you know how to do this better, then absolutely please let me know. Because I mean, I'm all for like learning how to do it the right way. This is me like doing my best. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Can't wait for these to be finished.